Charlene and Gerald Gallegos' case will ever be remembered as one of history's most terrifying serial killers. The Gallegos managed to elude authorities, but were finally caught in November in Omaha, Nebraska. While awaiting trial, Charlene agreed to testify to save her own life in a twisted deal with the devil that remains a slap on justice.
Like and subscribe.
Gerald Gallego was tried in both Nevada and California and received death sentences in both states. Charlene was sentenced to 16 years and 8 months in jail and was released in July 1997. Isn't it haunting to know that the person standing next to your child is a notorious female serial killer, making any youngster around her vulnerable, because evil is let loose in the streets by justice, and her victims will have to live with a reality that is not in their powers to change, because even the eyes of justice was not just blindfolded, but made permanently blind to the truth. It's sad, it's chilling. Its shadow will haunt us all at sunrise and dusk.
Like and subscribe.
Last time, 2 teenage girls walked into a Sacramento mall and never came home. Their names still echo through empty hallways. Kippi Vaught Rhonda Scheffler, first shadows in a storm that was just beginning. But behind that storm was not one monster, there were 2. And the strangest part, only one of them still walks free. Tonight we ask the question that haunts every parent, every lover, every friend. How does someone who looks like us become part of something unspeakable? It started in a dim card room, smoke, laughter, the shuffle of chips. That's where quiet, sheltered Charlene Williams met Gerald Gallego. He smiled like a movie star. She saw confidence. What she didn't see was the record, assault, robbery, and a trail of broken lives. Gerald tells Charlene Williams, "You and me, Charlene, we could be something special." Within a week, she moved in. Within months, she would start to disappear piece by piece. Her friends said Gerald talked for her. Her parents said she laughed differently. Every abuser starts with isolation. Gerald made it look like love. Charlene's world shrank to the size of his temper. He told her when to sleep, where to work, who to see. And every time she tried to leave, he promised change right before the next storm.
Like and subscribe.
In a recorded interview hints that he just needed someone who wouldn't give up on him. A dangerous sentence, because it's the one so many victims whisper before the fall. Then Gerald confessed a fantasy, not love, not marriage, control. 1978, a Nevada fairground, the crowds, the lights, perfect camouflage. Gerald spoke about wanting companions who obeyed. Charlene didn't run, she nodded. That moment right there is where complicity began. Psychologists call it traumatic bonding. He breaks you, then makes you feel chosen. And each time he forgives you for his own rage, the hook goes deeper. When times turned sour,
Like and subscribe.
reveals that I thought if I did what he wanted, he'd stop being angry. But anger was never what he wanted to end. It was what he needed to keep her. Summer turned to autumn. Somewhere between those seasons, a plan took shape, an idea Gerald called our adventure. He told Charlene she'd help find models for a new business. In reality, he was searching for victims. 2 teenagers vanished from a Sacramento mall. Rhonda and Kippi, friendly faces, a van, and a woman who smiled. Witnesses remembered her calm voice, Charlene's voice. To police, the case looked random. To Charlene, it was the moment she could have stopped everything. She didn't. Whatever happened that night was hidden behind the van's metal walls. But what we know is this. By morning, 2 families began decades of searching, and Charlene crossed a line she could never uncross. Detective reveals that, when we found them, we knew whoever did it had done it before, or was going to again. He was right. Over the next 2 years, disappearances rippled across 3 states. Each time, young women. Each time, a van. And always, a woman's friendly face at the start. Charlene's parents thought she was working late shifts. They never knew the late shift meant scouting strangers. In Reno, in Sacramento, in Oregon. The couple blended in everywhere. A smiling pair at a diner. A couple dancing at a bar. And then gone before dawn. Each disappearance bought Gerald another night of control, and Charlene another day of denial. But control never lasts forever. By 1980, Gerald's paranoia was turning inward. He accused Charlene of betrayal. He stopped pretending to be charming.
Like and subscribe.
Angrily shouts at Charlene, "You think you're better than me." For the first time, Charlene feared not the law, but survival. Yet she stayed, because every cage eventually convinces you the door is locked, even when it's open. Then came the night that would undo them both. Sacramento State University. 2 students, a parking lot, and 1 witness who finally refused to look away. He wrote down a license plate number. Just 10 digits. But those digits would unravel everything. When detectives traced the plate, it led not to Gerald Gallego, but to Charles Williams, Charlene's father. The girl who once played violin at her school recital was now on the run with a serial predator. Detectives would later reveal we had the make, the model, and a name that didn't fit the face. That's when the hunt began. Across state lines, agents followed a trail of phone calls. And then, in an Omaha Western Union office. They waited. Charlene walked in expecting money from home, instead handcuffs. The chase was over. But the reckoning had just begun. Charlene talked. And what she said filled court transcripts with nightmares. She blamed fear. She blamed Gerald. She blamed herself sometimes.
Like and subscribe.
I did what I had to do to stay alive. The prosecution wanted certainty. She offered cooperation. 16 years and 8 months. That's what her testimony was worth. Families learned of the deal from the evening news. It was recalled that a mother stated that they called her a victim. My daughter was the victim. Justice had numbers. Grief had none. Gerald Gallego would die in prison in 2002. Charlene walked free in 1997. She changed her name, moved back near Sacramento, and told reporters she was a survivor. In a haunting statement, he says, "There were victims who died and there were victims who lived. I'm one who lived." But to the families of 10 dead, those words reopened wounds that never closed. A father laments, "She still breathes the same air my daughter can't." Charlene Williams Gallego is now in her late 60s. She lives quietly under another name. Maybe she shops beside you. Maybe she smiles in line at the store. And maybe, somewhere deep inside, she still hears the echoes of the girls who never made it home. Next time, how one witness, one license plate, and one forgotten phone call finally exposed America's most twisted killers.
Like and subscribe.
In the darkness, whispers become screams, secrets become weapons, and the truth becomes deadly. This is True Crime Mysteries, The Shadow Lens. Every week, we uncover the stories they don't want you to know, disappearances, cold cases, and the mysteries hiding in plain sight. Subscribe now, and step into the shadows with us.